Hey there, Pisces, my A-team. Welcome to my channel. Hopefully you're all well, happy, wealthy, and abundant. Today I'm going to take a look at the new year, the first 3 months. See what's going on for the Pisces collective. This is an 8-year, so abundance is going to be overflowing. So if you haven't set any intentions or manifestations, right now would be a great time to do it. Alright, it's also the year of the dragon, so I'm going to pull a card from this dragon oracle to get an overview for the next couple of months and through the year. Also, if you'd like to be entered into the January subscriber surprise, just stay tuned to the end and I'll tell you all the details of how to get entered, okay? Now let's see, what do we have for the next 3 months? Too many cards for Pisces. They don't need a book, Spirit, just one, please. Alright. So we have got Path. There's 2 dragons here. So this could be the journey back to self, divine feminine, divine masculine, or this could be the journey back to your divine counterpart, right? Because these 2 are love, and the path towards love maybe is going to be important for you in the next 3 months. Well, let's see. Let's get some tarot on it and see what the tarot has to say. See if it aligns with that path or tells us what that path is, right? Let's see. Definitely got some love here. The Ace of Cups. And the 2 of Wands. Possibly choices to make. Which path is best aligned for you. And then we have the Page of Fire. Alright, so is this Ace of Cups? The Ace of Cups could mean that you're getting a love offer in January. This could be you providing yourself with self-love, an overflowing cup, able to give from your reserve, right? It's a beautiful cup straight from the divine. Whether, like I said, is that love for self or is it love for someone else? I'm unsure. Now, the 2 of Fire. That's the 2 of Wands. This is making the right choice. Which path is best for your highest good, right? Are you going to stick with old ways, old habits, old behaviors, or are you going to move towards the new? And that's not saying that the person has to be new or the situation has to be new. It's just, is this in alignment with the path that you're trying to go towards the highest, right? The highest good. Now, something sparks your interest come March. This could be you getting really excited about something. This could be an offer of passion. This could be you passionately starting out onto a new adventure. I'm going to get some clarifiers, try to get more information on what each of these cards could mean for you, my dear Pisces. Let's see. Let's see, and what this Ace of Cups is about. Oh, okay. Alright, so we have the Queen of Wands, the Hangman, and the Lovers. Now, you could be dealing with another Pisces or Gemini, possibly, with the Hangman and the Lovers here. But what this is saying is you have a lot of passion for something. You could have a lot of passion for whoever's bringing in this Ace of Cups. But you're going inside to really reflect, like, what choice is best for me in love? Do I go with something that fires me up in the loins, or am I going to go towards something that's healthier, right? Now, it's not necessarily saying that the option that's presented is not a healthy one for you. This is just basically saying that it's time to make a choice of what you want in love, so clearly decide so you can get what you want, right? It's all about taking that step back before making any kind of decision. And that's probably why the Two of Wands is in February. Maybe this happens towards the end of the month and you're like, oh, I'm not sure what I should do yet. And then in February, it's time to make a decision. So let's see, what is this Two of Wands about? Okay. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Swords. That makes a lot of sense. The choice, which choice are you going to make? Which way are you going to make this wheel spin? Are you going to go back to something that's going to hurt you, or do you move towards a new opportunity? That's two aces though, so it's a lot of new, right? A lot of beautiful abundance coming towards you. You could be holding on to something from the past, and that could be why the decision is here, is you're still holding love for something else and you're not sure about moving forward in a new situation because of the feelings that you have from something that caused you a lot of pain. Now, I do see the wheel here, so basically, are you going to go backwards on the wheel, or are you going to go forward on the wheel? Now, that choice is ultimately up to you, whether you decide to go towards that Ace of Pentacles that is brand new. Now, when I say brand new, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a new person. It's just something that shows up that's grounded and stable and secure. Or are you going to run back towards something that's comfortable because it's painful, or because you went through pain with it before? Now, let's see what this Page of Fire is. Okay. Now, this makes sense because we've got the Fool, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is about you jumping into something, right? With no baggage. I think that you're making the choice to go towards the opportunity that's grounded and stable and secure. Now, in the past, you may have been this Page of Cups and been very naive, and that could have been why certain things happened the way that they did, because you wanted to believe the best in everybody. And now you come to the place of being at the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is grounded. She doesn't just make decisions on whims, even if it's very exciting. So I feel like even though you still are the Page of Cups, as being a Pisces, you're grounded now. You've learned your lessons. You're abundant, right? You remember that if you make old choices where you used to have, you could sacrifice your Queen of Pentacles, which would be possibly money, that could be your stability, your groundedness. So even though you're jumping in, you're acknowledging that in the past you may have been a little naive. You may have done everything you could for love out of a place of seeing the best in things, right? Now you're more grounded. So whichever choice, I see you making the more rational choice, to where you're not sacrificing yourself in the process in the name of love, right? You're like, maybe this new opportunity is best for me, because in the past I would have jumped right into something that would have ended up hurting me. And instead, I'm remembering the lessons that I learned with the Queen of Pentacles. You possibly lost money with people, you've lost your time, you've lost your sanity, whatever it is, you're remembering that now, right? And so I do see love, and I do see the choice being made. Now, it's not saying there's two people here. This could, like I said, just be you still holding on to somebody in the past that caused you a great deal of pain, but letting that go so that you can start a new cycle. Now, next I'm going to look into the shadows. This is called the Dark Mirror. This could be things that need to be healed within yourself in order to make these correct decisions, or to become more grounded and stable and secure. Things that maybe you're working on now in order to change the projected future. Or just something that you may need to pay attention to or look at. So the first card I got is Colorless Angel. Okay, so Pisces, I'm going to get real with you here. I think that all this sacrifice that you've made in the past, because in February I've got the card sacrifice too, has drained the life out of you. Like, colors aren't as bright. You're not as excited about life anymore. You've, even though you do really good things for people, you could even be an earth angel. You don't feel things on the level that you used to. The grass isn't as green, the butterflies aren't as pretty. You're so drained and depleted, possibly from energy vampires or just toxic people, that you've showed up so much for others and not letting people show up for you. And that's why with the sacrifice card, it's about realizing that even though we sacrifice for others out of a good place, sometimes we sacrifice ourselves at the cost of it, right? And I think that's what happened. And that's what you're looking at in these months to really decide what choice is best for you. Are you going to stay stuck in a life where, yes, you're giving all that you have to others, but not taking care of yourself to the point where your life just isn't worth living sometimes, right? You make others' lives better, but at what cost? And it's really finding out, like, why. Why do you feel the need to sacrifice? Why do you feel the need to give everything of yourself and not get it back in return? Why are you so uncomfortable with receiving it, but willing to give it freely? Now, this card says, alone in the world. Doing the things that you've done can make you feel very lonely. You just depleted yourself, and I see that you're tired of it. You're tired of feeling alone. You're tired of feeling the need to give to everybody that aren't willing to give back to you, right? And I think it's about you making the choice now that you're no longer going to sacrifice your own happiness for the happiness of others. Because at the end of the day, how can you even give others happiness if you're not able to give it to yourself? Or if you're not able to reach out to a friend and let them give it to you too? Or the people that you've done great things for, being very discerning on who you give to, because if you don't make the decision now to be able to receive it back, your life is going to be colorless. Your life is going to be just drained and depleted and be feeling very alone, you know. And I do see you making the correct choices going forward, that yes, you are a giver by nature. Yes, you are an angel by nature. Yes, you show up for others and you do amazing things. But you've learned the lessons of how it makes you feel so very alone. And I think that there's somebody trying to show up for you that's willing to put that color back in your life, to give you that love back that you're willing to give. And I think it's time to make the decision to walk away from the painful cycle of giving and not getting it back in return. So now we're going to get into love. We're going to go romance angels here. January, please. Flirt. So this Ace of Cups could come in as flirty. This says extend your lighthearted energy to others. Flirting doesn't mean that you have to commit. It just means being able to entertain the idea that this may be different than what you know before, but it still could be a lot of fun, right? Don't sacrifice yourself just because you feel attached to something else, or you feel that you need something back from somebody you're hanging on to, right? But I do see a great passion igniting within you. So let's see, February. Retreat. Says it's time to disconnect from the world, and there's two people in this card. So I kind of feel that maybe you'll be going on vacation with another person, or taking some time out to figure out which one's best for you. maybe even spending quality time with another person, getting to know them away from the world, disconnecting, maybe going to some place by the lake or the beach or something where it's just nature, where the two of you can spend time together. Because I know a lot of people, they get to know each other and they go to the movies. You can't talk during a movie, you know, you go out in the middle of a bunch of people, you can't really get to know. So it's all about like taking the time to really getting to know the person and seeing if they are actually a good choice for you, right? And then it says trust. The situation calls for you to trust. And I think that for so long you've been alone, that you don't believe anymore that love is a possibility. True love. Unconditional love. You feel like you are going to repeat this cycle for the rest of your life and nothing will ever happen. The divine can't do anything about it. But I honestly feel like you're getting your trust back and you're like, YOLO with the Fool, right? I'm going to be lighthearted again. But I'm also going to take the lessons with me. And I trust that the divine knows that I've been through a lot and I've given a lot and I deserve it back, right? It's trusting that things can change. And it looks like they are changing. Pretty quickly too, by Pisces season. Okay. This card always reminds me of what I always say. I think my picker is wrong. And that means like my choices in love, right? This is like getting to the bottom of like what you truly want and how to get there. And looking really close at the choices you've made and why you've made them, right? Identifying like why was I attracted to the toxicity? Why was that crazy roller coaster adventure my life? Why did I, the why, right? And this is finding a new why. I'm doing it because I want to give unconditional love, but I also want to receive unconditional love. And figuring out what type of person is going to align with those things, so that way you can clearly pinpoint what it is you want. And that's what I was saying earlier, like clearly decide what it is you want right now, so that way it comes to you. Now, I've got tulips in February. Tulips are very beautiful, but a lot of times they're associated with like death of something or loss. And it's a reminder that even though you may have lost something along the way, there's always something beautiful, right? So it's about rising up from the ashes and doing things differently this time, seeing the beauty as to why things happen the way they did, bringing that color back to life. Because you may have felt like a walking zombie up until this point, and something happens or you see something new and you're like, you know what, that's the color I needed, you know. Now you got the Rider in March, and the Rider to me has a lot to do with fantasy, someone coming in and bringing rainbows and color and love into your life and moving pretty quickly, right? The Rider is always bringing in good news. So whatever that good news is to you, I see that you're all about it with the Fool. You're ready to jump in. You're ready to bring that vibrancy back to your life. You're ready to find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I'm going to finish this out with the Queen of the Moon Oracles. I'm going to be honest, this is the first reading that's actually just totally been about love coming in. Everybody else seems to be having to find some other thing along the way, but So, in January, you got the card patience. This is about knowing that your happiness is coming. And it looks like you've waited a very long time. I think it's taught you a lot of patience along the way with yourself, with others. I always say what's worth it is never going to be easy, and what's easy is never going to be worth it. And that's why patience is required in these situations, because you don't want something that's not in alignment with who you are. And a lot of times we've got a lot of lessons to learn along the way. It's all about thanking God for the unanswered prayers, because I know a lot of things in my life that I really, really wanted and didn't happen. I look back at now and I'm like, oh, thank God it didn't, right? And so I think in February with the creation card, this is creating the life that you want. Setting the intention that you're no longer going to go back in that cycle again. No longer is your picker going to be off, because you know what it is you want. And you can kind of pick out who is going to be able to do that for you and who isn't. Khaleesi? No. This is creating a new world. And whether that be starting in your mind, fantasizing, dreaming, thinking about all the things that are possible or could be possible, if you just open up that ability to trust the situation and know, like, the divine can bring you whatever you want, but if you don't know what you want, how can they bring it? It's about creating it, setting the intention for it to come in. Like I said, this is going to be a very abundant year, and I honestly feel it's going to be very good for you. Now, with this writer, get away from there. Go! Lay down. Sorry, my dogs. Not my dogs. My dog and my daughter's dog. So in March, it says gratitude. I think you're honestly going to be grateful for a lot of things. You're going to be grateful that you had to go through what you went through. You're going to be grateful for the air you breathe, grateful for your life, grateful for the things that didn't happen the way you wanted them to. Just grateful in general to be alive. I think the color is definitely coming back in your life, whereas for a while you might not have seen it. So it looks amazing, my dear Pisces. If you would like to be entered into the subscriber surprise, all you have to do is like the video, be subscribed to my channel if you aren't already, and leave me a comment, whether it be what you liked about this reading or what your New Year's resolution is, anything really, and I'll enter you in. Anyways, I'm always so grateful for each one of you and everything you do for my channel. I love you guys, the moon, stars, and Mars, and I'll see you in the next one.